Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live on Xbox for the week of March 24th. I'm Shawn, and Austin's back.
Hi.
Oh, I did my classic not click on Austin. And Austin's back.
Hi.
And yeah, we're just going to update you guys on some stuff for the week of March 24th, or leading into March 24th. So, Austin, let's get started. You first.
Well, I guess for this last week, I've been actually playing a couple different games. I off of the Fortnite a little bit. Explored some of the games with gold games. Played some Star Wars Republic Commandos, Star Wars. Was it Jedi Academy? Some Far Cry 2. Also, put a couple of minutes into Rocket League again. Yeah. So my week at Xbox has been a little bit more variety. And there's, this week there's lots of news, not just with the Xbox, but the industry in general. And that would be because Google recently announced their new console or platform known as Stadia. I think I'm saying that right, Shawn?
Yeah, Stadia. So, Stadium is the proper plural pronunciation and word for stadiums.
And I'm just pulling up their page here to give you guys a glimpse at that. So from what I understand is that they have an online service, as well as I think you buy a controller to do it. Like you would connect to your game session. Just trying to find the write-up that they put out. What did you think about it, Shawn?
It seems like, doesn't seem. Google took their first big step into the game streaming market, which is huge. It's another player in this. As we know, Microsoft is going to be joining it with their XCloud service that's going to be coming later this year. And now Google's there. PlayStation has already had it, but they've kept theirs on the down low. They don't really promote it as much as they could or should be. It seems to be on the back burner for them. But yeah, Google's a new player in this, and that is huge.
I'm struggling to find the page I sent you the other day. But anyways, I'll just pull up what I have. So this is the logo they're going with right here. That seems to be the logo that is on their home button on the controller. I just wish I could find the pictures of the controller. Might need a second or two here.
So, from my understanding with this Google Stadia, is that the idea is that they can have up to 4K 60 hertz minimum input lag, and it's supposed to bring AAA titles to gamers.
Okay, I got it right here. This on my screen right now is the controller. So right here in the middle is the home button. Its layout is very similar to the PlayStation controller. This black button on the left is the Google Assistant button. So you can do Google searches using the controller. You can stream and capture with this right circle, black circle button in the middle. And they also have a mic right by. Was that a headphone jack at the bottom there, Shawn?
I'm not too sure. It could be. I haven't seen a close-up look of the controller. That's the only view I've seen. But that would make sense for it to be a headphone jack, especially if they're bringing AAA games. It could very well be how you connect your headset.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I was watching the keynote at GDC 2019, when they revealed this, that it was a headphone jack, and right down there too is the microphone that you can talk to. And they said that any screen that has internet connectivity can access your play session.
Okay, that's interesting, and I do want to know more about what they mean. Any screen that has internet connectivity, because, like, for example, a Samsung Smart TV that doesn't have any Google on it, that's internet connected. But is that going to be able to access Stadia?
Well, we're not sure. There's not a whole bunch of information out there on what the actual how the actual platform will work. They really just showed off a tech demo of like a prototype of an online game, showing that they could have multiple different cameras running at the same time at the in the virtual world, and different players. Like just like an online game as regular, but um, like the rendering is a lot quicker. They have massive data centers that they said that developers can utilize. So if they need more resources than what's available on a regular console or PC, then they would have access to those resources. And Google really wants to work with the developers to make basically any game that they want. So like a game like Star Citizen, that's a very ambitious, Kickstarter game that's been out and on PCs. It's eventually it's going to hit a cap on what it can do because of the platform. But let's say it moves over to something like Stadia, where they've got all these resources, you might be able to actually capitalize on these massive games.
Okay. Yeah, so that sounds very exciting. I'm actually very curious to see the technical side of this, how they're running it, and who their partners are, because like I want to know who's on board with Stadia and who is like who what kind of games are going to be getting, because they say AAA, but that could really mean anything. Um,
Unofficially, Ubisoft has been working with them. They did that. Uh, it was like a test a couple months ago, like back in 2018, where stream. You could stream Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the newest Assassin's Creed, in your Chrome browser, and that was what they were testing. And then also at GDC, I think I could be wrong, but I saw some stuff on Reddit where people were able to do some demos of Assassin's Creed Odyssey running on Stadia.
okay, that's pretty cool. Um, so Stadia, do we know when it's coming?
They said in 2019. Uh, there's at least more news in 2019. I'm not sure if if it's like the official date or year or whatever that they're planning on releasing this to the public, but that is what like the only dates that we've heard of. Also, along with that, we've had an email. I don't know if it was leaked out or if it was officially handed out to the press, but Phil Spencer said in an email that he was over at the GDC conference watching Google announce this, and basically in this memo he sent out to the team, he essentially is saying that it's proving all the work that they've been putting into the XCloud and proving that it's actually the future of gaming and where the market's going to be going. And now that they have competition drives innovation, right? So the more people who are trying to put this stuff out and put their own spin on it, it's better for the market because then you get advancements, right?
Yeah. And I'm not sure if you were paying attention, but on this was a couple weeks ago actually. On March 12th, when they did the Halo Master Chief collection inside Xbox, they did show off. This went a lot more under the radar than Google Stadia, but they did show off XCloud, Project XCloud on inside Xbox on March 12th.
And that was running Forza Horizon 4 off of a Android phone,
Yes, it
I
was.
believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It also there was some information that came out saying that they managed to get the latency down to a single digit millisecond, like for lag. So that's pretty fast. And if they can manage to do that on a basic internet, that like your average internet, then we'll be able to get some really good performance out of it.
Yeah. So I'm just going to share this screen here to show them what to show all you guys what it looks like. Um, well, Project XCloud. Just give me one moment. So just need to make sure I capture the right screen this time, as I'm showing everyone my Facebook. I think I got it. So Project xCloud, they showed it off on an Android phone using a regular Bluetooth Xbox controller, which I found like, everything is starting to make more sense now that they're revealing why they went certain directions. Like with the Bluetooth controller, you could hook it up to your phone, and voila, if you're an Xbox owner, you could play xCloud. They did demonstrate that it is really a pick up and play, and they confirmed that if you are playing on your Xbox One and you need to go do something else, you can just pick up and play and left from where you left off, due to the fact that the Xbox One saves all your saves in the cloud. So that's pretty big. And I need to get used to switching my screens. But xCloud, it's going to be big, and it's going to go head to head with Stadia. So forget this PlayStation versus Xbox. It's Google versus Microsoft now.
Yeah, especially for game streaming, because they're really moving it forward. And along with that, there was news that came out of from the website Windows Central, and they actually got some documents related to the diskless Xbox One S that was codenamed Maverick. It could potentially, like, there's a date that was put out. I don't know how accurate it is, but they're saying that we might see this as early as May 7th of this year. And they did some mock-ups of what the console will look like. It looks really just like an Xbox One S, just without the disk drive here. And they also had gotten a picture of the box art. Apparently, they had redone it in Photoshop so that they protected the person who, uh, the person who had given them the image. So this is the mock-up of the box, and as you can see down here, right beside the 4K, that it has a symbol kind of saying it's diskless, as well as they're calling it the Xbox One S, all digital. It's disc-free gaming. It comes with a couple of first-party titles right here, packaged in. So now that we're getting some more news about it, I'm really curious to see, like, if this actually will come out before E3, because to me it makes more sense to kind of briefly show it at E3, and then just be like, hey, it's out right now, go get it. Or do you think they're gonna kind of stealth release it, Shawn?
I think it's not going to be a stealth release, because it's too big for a stealth release, but it's going to get an announcement, but it's not going to be one that steals the show. It's going to be, here is what we're doing next. Oh, by the way, here's this.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think we might see it maybe on Inside Xbox. Just a quick announcement for that episode for the month.
Yeah, that's very possible as well. So another thing is that we wanted to talk about today is the Sea of Thieves Anniversary. It's just past the 1 year mark since Sea of Thieves came out. It's supposed to be Microsoft's big title for the Xbox One, their big exclusive. And, it received a lot of mixed reviews, but it seems to be catching on. So I just want to share a video of the Sea of Thieves Anniversary update trailer. And there are a few things I want to point out, not just for Sea of Thieves, but for Xbox in general. So let's take a look at that.
So Rare has actually gone out and put out some official update news about that. Like that trailer had dropped a couple days ago, I think it was, and they announced some new features that people had talked about when the game released that should have made it at the at the launch date, but it seems like they held off and actually started adding some more ideas to what they wanted to put in the game.
Yeah, like that trailer dropped a couple days ago. It dropped on the 20th, and the first thing I see about it is it looks like 3 expansion packs or something like that coming with it. And you're seeing new game mechanics. There is fishing. You see that when a cannonball hit the mast on one of the ships, it fell down. And then you also had a harpoon that you could harpoon the Megalodon, and it appeared to be pulling your ship as well. So that's going to be a big update. You do have a couple new game modes as well. Like you have the arena. It's starting to feel like a full game has come along. And with that, it's like, and you probably noticed they have the new Xbox Game Studio banner on that as well.
Yeah, because that used to be the Microsoft Game Studios.
Yeah,
but they recently announced at E3 of 2018 that they're changing that.
Yeah, because it's just Microsoft Studios, wasn't it? And now it's Xbox Game Studios. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to, I think. It does look bigger on the title card as well, but it's being more specific into what it's driving.
Yeah. Also talking about first-party Xbox games, a developer that worked very closely with Microsoft back in the day for both the 360 and the Xbox One, Remedy, who had worked on Alan Wake on the 360 and Quantum Break for Xbox One. They have announced their new game called Control. They gave it an official release date, but this time, instead of being an Xbox exclusive, they're going to be releasing it on PS4, Xbox One, and PC on August 27th. I'm
Did you
pretty
say
excited
that's
for
the
this.
same people who did Quantum Break or Alan Wake?
Sorry, Sean?
Did you say it's the same people who did Quantum Break or Alan Wake?
Both.
Okay. They were the same people?
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, their game comes out August 27th, and I'm pretty excited because both Alan Wake is one of my favorite Xbox games or video games in general of all time. I've played it multiple times over and over. I read the tie-in novel and everything, so I really dug that game. And then also Quantum Break, I didn't finish it, but it was very intriguing. It's just that it took over like 100 gigabytes of just video files, so I couldn't keep it on my Xbox for too long.
Yeah, that was a game I finished, and I still have it on my Xbox because I've been saying this since I finished it. I'm like, I need to play that again because it's time travel. And, with those games, you kind of just want to go back and see stuff that you didn't see the first time. But I haven't made my way back to it. It's on my Xbox, but yeah, it's actually closer. Isn't it closer to like 175 gigs because of the video?
It's pretty massive.
But like you can stream those videos. They're not a requirement to download. It just works better if you download them.
Yeah. And with Control, I mean, I could be wrong, but we haven't seen too much of what it's actually about. We just seen some gameplay things here and there, and it being available on multiple consoles now, it's going to be interesting because it'll be like back in the day when they made. Oh, never mind. No, all of their games up to this point have been Xbox exclusives. They had also worked on Max Payne on the original Xbox.
Okay. So this is big news for that company.
Yeah. And I think that's about it for the week in news and this week in Xbox. I don't know if you had anything else, Shawn, that came up.
Not overly. There was quite a bit. Just there was stuff going on, but not really a lot of stuff going on this week. So we're in the countdown to E3, basically. It seems.
Yeah, I think we covered all like the major bullet points that happened last week. So I guess we'll just look at what's coming next week for Xbox release game
I have it
releases.
pulled up right here.
Sorry. Oh yeah.
So take her away, Austin.
All right. So to start the week on Tuesday is going to be Outward. It's a open world RPG. I did see that IGN did a write up on it or a video on it at GDC, so it'll be interesting to see that. It just seems like there's a lot of kind of not AAA releases, but some I don't know what you would call them, double A, kind of like back in the days of THQ where you would, they were like the mid tier. So there's like games like that coming out this week. So we got Outward. We have Generation Zero, which seems to be like a first-person shooter where there's mechanical robots roaming the world. We'll have another episode of The Walking Dead, which is
well, and that, you know what, that's kind of a big deal because of what happened over there.
Yeah, because as you may know, Telltale actually had closed down, and they were developing this game, and I think Skybound, who owns the license to The Walking Dead, had stepped in and helped them finish it up. And then after that, we have Final Fantasy VII, I believe. Final Fantasy VII, which is just the original game, and now it's coming to Xbox on the marketplace. A game called Xenon Racer. Not too sure. It kind of looks like might be a Wipeout style racing game. Looks like
a futuristic racing. So yeah, Wipeout style.
Yeah, and those are all coming out on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday we get a 2D platformer called Metagol. Also on Wednesday, we get another game, indie side-scrolling game called Alien Cruise. And then on, I believe that's the Friday?
The 29th is Friday, yes.
Yeah, on the Friday, we are going to be getting Operencia, The Stolen Sun. It seems to be a large, massive, open, turn-based RPG. I've seen some write-ups on it as well, some videos coming out about it. It'll be interesting to kind of see, if anyone covers it. Just like I was saying, like these are kind of your mid-tier games. Not really surprised because it is March and you don't get too many AAA games. I believe last week the Division 2 had launched, so there's that. And then also coming soon is the next. It could have come out last week. I can't remember exactly, but From Software's Sicario Shadows Die Twice, which is probably the bigger release that's coming out in March here. So yeah, just a couple games. If you need something to play, there they are.
Do we have any news on Games with Gold for April?
Not that I know of, but there are some games that do extend into the first couple days of April.
Okay, so it's the same games that we have now, and we're just waiting for updates on what's coming next month.
Yeah, I believe Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 just became available, and that will be going a little bit into April there.
Okay. And this is a little bit late, but 2K did have a free-to-play weekend this weekend for NBA 2K Playgrounds 2. That's the basketball one, kind of like the Streets game. MX versus ATV All Out, and a game preview for Vigor. So it's probably a little too late for that, but I think you still have a little bit of time. You have till midnight to play those, so if you have a fast enough internet speed, go ahead. You can still try them out. It's the free-to-play weekend, so. Alrighty. So I believe that is all we have for today for the week of March 24th. It's a slow news week, you might call it. But at the same time, it's quite big, especially with Google Stadia. So, Austin updated you on what he's been playing this week. I've been playing NHL this week. I haven't done a lot of Fortnite, took a little bit of break from it. But yeah. Oh, Apex Legends, Austin. Season 1 started. Not too sure what that brought to the game, but they started their seasons.
Yeah, I saw a video on it, and they say really it. I mean, depends on. It's just kind of like Fortnite. Like if you play the game and you like it, and you want a little bit more to it, then yeah, there you could get this the season pass or the whatever they're calling it there for their season 1. But otherwise, it's kind of I don't know, just an empty DLC.
Fair enough. But alrighty. But with that, I think that's all for this week. We'll catch you all next week. Don't forget to like the video or dislike it. If you dislike it, please tell us why in the comments below. Follow us on Twitter. I keep saying, how do I mess it up every week? Twitch, that's there. Follow us on Twitch. If we get enough followers on Twitch, we might actually do something on Twitch. But like, share, subscribe. It means the world to us that you guys are watching our show. If there's something we could do better, please let us know. If you guys have any suggestions, please let us know in the comments below. We try to respond to any comments we get. And you could always contact us on social media as well. We are active on there almost every day. And by active, I mean I look at it. So thanks, Austin, for joining the show this week. I appreciate it. Last week was a little bit tough without you, but I think we made it through. Actually, I think we hit an all-time low on views, but we still made it through. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Do you want to tell them why you weren't here last week? It's pretty cool.
Oh, I just went to the zoo.
To see some pandas.
Yeah. It was fun. It was a good break.
I think seeing pandas is definitely a good reason to miss the show. So anyways, thanks for joining us today. Thanks, Austin, for being the co-host today and for bringing all the news for what is new on Xbox. Alrighty, guys. You have a great night. Take care, and we'll see you next week.